we must talk about, while you're here, Birds of a Feather.
Yeah.
Which was just an incredible phenomenon. There's no TV shows like that anymore.
Not really.
It was huge.
They don't really do any comedies really anymore, do they? So there was obviously Only Fools and Horses, Keeping Up Appearances, Hyacinth Bouquet, and ours and everything. So,
but it was such a massive thing, and it must have propelled you into just being.
It did overnight.
You were super famous.
Yeah, because after
not that you're not now. You're national treasure.
After we did the first show, they were going to take us off work because Pauline said a B word.
Right.
And she was the first woman that swore in a sitcom or whatever, because bread on bread. Granddad used to swear all the time, but she said a B word, and then there was loads of complaints about the show. So we were told the next morning that we might be taken off air, that might be the only episode we do. But then I think because of that and the publicity, then more people started watching and that. So sometimes we had like 23, 24 million people watching the show.
Do you think that's why? Why do you think it worked so well?
I just think because we had really good, like we all, obviously I've grown up with Pauline Quirk. I've been best friends with her since she was 10 years old. And then they told us that they were right. So what happened was the two writers went to a hotel for Christmas dinner and they heard these two women talking about their husbands in prison. And that's where they got the idea from. Yeah. Then they rang me and Pauline and said, "Do you want to meet us? We've got an idea for a series for you." So we went and met them in this pub in Islington, and they just started telling us the story. And then they said there's two sisters. One lives in a high rise in Edmonton, and the other one lives in a £1 million house in Chigwell. And Pauline went, "I know which one I am."
And it lasted so long.
It did, yeah. So we did one 3 years ago. We did a Christmas special. So
we had Matt Willis on the other day.
Oh, did you? So he was my son.
Yeah, he played Garth, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He was lovely, Matt. He's
great, isn't he? Birds of a Feather. I loved it completely. I was a young lad. Yeah. I think I seem to remember it was Sunday nights.
It was Saturday or Sunday nights. It used to be. Yeah.
Because it spelt the end of the weekend.
It was like a really family show, weren't it? And it appealed to all age groups. And when we came back with ITV, it brought a new audience as well. So there was lots of younger people watching it as well, again for the first time.
And because you've been doing it, been acting since you were very young,
10 years old.
You just said you're in the Palladium doing with Arthur Askey and Jimmy Tarbuck.
I wasn't acting in it. I just went to see the panto.
Went to see it. I thought you were in it.
No, I weren't in it.
But you went to like theatre school as a young kid,
I went to Anna Scher's,
which
is a children's theatre in Islington, and it was never a money-making concern. It was just to get kids off the street. So it was with Kathy Burke, Martin and Gary Kemp, all lived in my road.
But it must be, because you've been doing it for such a long time, it must be in your blood. I know you've done pantomime stuff like that, but you must be itching to get back.
Oh, I've just done a couple of films as well.
Really?
I've just done Bermondsey Towels, so I play a gangster's wife in that.
Perfect.
And then I've just done Somotherhood, Adam Deacon.
Oh, yeah.
I was in Anotherhood.
Right.
So I played Adam's mum in that, and
And
they've just done another one. So now
Somotherhood.
I've done Somotherhood, which is coming out later this year.
And do you love it?
I love it, yeah, because I want to get back to acting as well, because that's how I started when I was 10 years old.